Hello, 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 and welcome. Oh, this stream setup is being a little wonky. Let me just refresh everything again. The camera wasn't working again, so I decided to just put a picture. Okay, there we are. Let's make sure this fills up the whole screen. Yep, looks about right. Okay, welcome to today's stream. Just right off the bat, just want to drop some house announcements, rules, I guess. Not really, there are no house rules. But yeah, welcome to today's Marketwatch stream. This is Safehouse Paul from Team Safehouse. The traders at Safehouse are just about ready to get on station because in 12 minutes we have US CPI data from December dropping, and that follows yesterday's PPI data that came out a little softer than expected. We'll recap that in a sec, but before we get into that, yeah, just wanted to make sure that we get the disclaimer out of the way. Hope you guys enjoyed that little wee bit. But yes, effectively, Safehouse is not about selling trading courses, not a trading signals group, and most importantly, we do not provide financial advice. So all information that you find from the stream does not constitute financial advice. Thank you very much for understanding. What Safehouse is that we are a proprietary trading firm, but we also have a growing community of independent traders. And what we do is that we build effective trading teams. So if you find that exciting, you don't want to trade alone anymore, and you want to cut out the noise and trade alongside other independent traders, do give the Safehouse Access Pass a go. You can claim your free trial at Safehouse Capital. I think it's in the link in the description, so you can find it there. All right. Well, I'm here while the other guys get ready on Discord. So I'll just be walking through today's release. We are 10 minutes away from release, so let me just go through real quick what happened yesterday. So yesterday at pre-New York, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, PPI data came out, right? And so what happened was core PPI month-on-month change came out flat at 0. Right, expectations were at 0.2. Previous was at 0.2. It came out under. So that's fundamentally good news. Core PPI year on year. Previous was 3.5. Expectations were for it to increase to 3.8%, and it came out at 3.5. Right, so no change. So that's good. Year on year, core PPI is not increasing. However, PPI is very peculiar because a good portion of that is food and energy. So many of us look at headline PPI instead. So let's talk about headline PPI. Headline PPI month of month. Previous was at 0.4. Expectations were for it to hold steady at 0.4. And instead, headline PPI month on month released at 0.2%, so that's about 0.2% under previous. So that shows that it's starting to slow. Nevertheless, PPI year on year, which is the more important figure, previous was at 3.0% flat. Expectations were for it to jump to 3.4%, and actual release was 3.3%, so it was under expectations, right? For those of you wondering and not familiar, what PPI is the Producer Price Index in the US, and it tracks inflation, fundamentally tracks inflation before it hits the consumer. Today's one, CPI, this Consumer Price Index, that's generally the inflation that consumers feel. However, the Fed's favorite barometer for inflation is still the core PCE, which is releasing at the end of the month, I think. Yeah, I'll go check it. Yep. So generally after yesterday's release, the general consensus is that the Fed don't have an argument for pushing interest rates lower. So what was thought to be impossible, you know, in Q4 of 2024, whereby, you know, the Fed, when started off on their rate cutting exercise, today, you know, holding rates as they are, taking a pause in the upcoming Jan 28-29 meeting. So at the end of the month, we're going to have Fed interest rates, so that's going to be exciting. I'll probably be on stream to walk you guys into that before, you know, jumping back in the trading session with the rest of the lads. But yeah, you know, leaving rates unchanged is currently on the table. And of course, the edge case is, you know, that inflation all of a sudden gets really, really out of control, and, you know, they hike their rates, right? That's unlikely. Earlier today, ECB announced that they will continue to cut rates, likewise for the Bank of England. So right now we have this situation, right, whereby the US still has much higher interest rates than their European counterparts. Let me just pull it up and have a look real quick. Yeah, so Euro is at 3.15%, right? And yeah, the sterling, sterling is still at 4.75%. So yeah, I think it's about time they start cutting too. I mean, saw the news earlier. Where was it? Yep, so today's announcement was that UK inflation seems to be tapering off, and that effectively opens doors for them to cut their rates. In December, UK inflation was 2.5%. Yeah, so that's pretty. I think that shook up the sterling today. I'm not watching the sterling right now, but we can go have a look. Oh, it's on my yellow ticker. So today's announcement was here. This is on the 15-minute chart, and that was wow, that was a 46 basis points, 0.46% whip, and then the sterling recovered. I think we wrote about that earlier. Yeah. Cool. All right, we are 5 minutes away from CPI release. Looks like the traders are starting to get on board. Let me just double check chat. Who's ready for New York? Alrighty. Okay. Let's have a look. At if there's anything else on the radar. So yesterday's PPI, or otherwise known as a US wholesale inflation, cooled off as a result of a drop in food costs. Well, that's quite interesting. And yeah, just as a recap, we are 3 minutes away from data release, so I'm going to be switching over to DXY. Impact wise, I'm looking at dollar yen, euro dollar, and the SPX. Gold has been on a very solid rally. Oops. Yeah, I was training one of the new girls last night. But yeah, gold has been on a pretty decent rally for most of today. Starting to, well, it's already broken that trend line, so that's good. But yeah, primarily I'll be watching the DXY, Euro for the inverse impact, dollar yen, and of course SPX, right? Yeah, there are quite a fair bit of whips. I would expect plenty of more volatility today with CPI, because usually CPI hits a little bit harder. And yeah, just, you know, as a heads up, that the 20th of January, which is next Monday, next Monday, is Martin Luther King Jr. That's generally a banking holiday, but it also is the day that Trump is going to be inaugurated into his position as the president of the United States. So I thought that was quite interesting. Yes, with Trump's inauguration, I mean, you know, I don't think it's any secret for those of you who've been trading along and keeping up, you know, all everyone is screaming about is, you know, potentially the very inflationary kind of policies that might be coming out of the US. Is Trump going to, you know, use tariffs as a threat, as a bargaining chip, or is he actually going to, you know, implement them? You know, nobody knows. Trump's argument is that he's dead serious about it. Of course, can't say otherwise. If not, then it wouldn't be a bargaining chip anyway. So we'll see how that one goes. So yeah, everyone's starting to, I mean, a lot of other foreign governments, like even Ueda from the Bank of Japan, is gearing up for that. So, okay, 1 minute to release. Let's have a look. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the DXY. DXY, I've had this SR support resistance level. That's been pretty useful. We pushed up quite a fair bit, and we've corrected all the way down and are currently hiding under. Alright, and data should be dropping now. DXY is breaking to the downside. As you can see here. So that's an up for Euro. Yeah, there we are. Beautiful. So this giant red trend line is on a much higher time frame. As you can see, the Euro was on a straight line path to parity, which is what most analysts have been calling for. But this push down on the DXY just popped us over. Anyway, back to regular programming. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, that was quite a push down, to be honest. I'll measure it up in a sec just because data is just released. So let's have, I need to go update the members in a bit. So core CPI month on month. Previous was 0.3, expectations was 0.2, actual came out as 0.2%. So it came out as expected, which is under previous, so that's good. What's this headline CPI month on month? Previous 0.3%, expectations were at 0.4. Keep adjusting these, yeah, so annoying. 0.4% actual, so it came out above and according to expectations. So headline CPI inched up a little bit. Core CPI came down a little bit. Okay. So it seems to be cooling off. Let's look at the year on year. Year on year was headline CPI year on year was 2.7%. Expectations were at 2.9%. Came out 2.9%. So that was up. So sticky inflation. Sticky headline inflation. Let me go check what is the core CPI year on year. Real quick. And yeah, wow. DXY is continuing to push to the downside. SPX just saw a massive rip. These are the previous ORs that I had, and this is the high time frame fib. But yeah, ripped all the way past a NFP high that was printed from the 10th of January. So it's pretty brilliant. Yeah, let me go find that. Very tricky to do this live. Oh, why is it loading so slowly? Come on, data. I can't see if there are like chats on. I can't see if there are chats on X. I quite like streaming on X. Like, it's very easy. But I don't know how the chat feature works on X, to be honest. Wow. Okay. Something wrong with the servers, maybe? NASDAQ futures are up 1.51%. Oh, not this one. This is delayed. I should just delete this. But yeah, still the same thing. And yeah, we are now just shy of an hour away from New York Open proper. So I'll start punching. Oh, there we go. My data feed just loaded. Okay. CPI core year on year. Where are we at? Oh, okay. CPI year on year. Previous was 3.3%. Expectations were at 3.3%, and it tapered down to 3.2%. Neat. So the general picture, and I'll update on X later, but the general picture is that core has eased off, but headline is continuing to increase, right? So we are effectively pulling away from the Fed's target of 2%. Where's my macro? 2.7. This one. I don't think it's updated on this one yet. So this is the headline inflation coming out of the BLS. Why is it not loading? Oh god, it does this sometimes. Can I refresh it? Nope. Bugged. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, there were bumps, and you know, it's just showing that inflation was stickier. So okay, all right. Let's get down to the 15-minute. So yeah, there's nothing to do here at the moment, really. 5940 is a level that I've been working with quite a fair bit. I quite like it. As you can see here, let me get rid of the triangle because that's done. Yeah. So yeah, this is a support and resistance level I've been working with. So I'm expecting price to ding off the 5940. And let's see. And a lot of that push down from NFP, right, has pretty much been reclaimed. Right, so we're back at square one here. Oh, right, it was right here. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, actual 3.2. Okay, so I can take out this high time frame fib because it served its purpose. 718, 786. Thank you very much. remove. Okay, so yeah, the game plan on SPX is to see how much of this, you know, is going to fizzle off, see where it rejects, and then once we get proper price action once again, then, you know, we can draw our ORs, do our usual thing. But currently no change to my existing levels. I like to keep my charts quite clean, unless there are key levels to work around. An impulsive move would be to try and short this right now, but yeah, it's still really early. Rip right through the RSI, so you know I can't use this at the moment. And yeah, volume disparity is quite wide. Anyway, let's move over to the DXY. DXY is still down, so I need to go update X. Get the 5-minute version. Wow, it's just all gaps, huh? Okay, there we are. It's a nice. What do you guys think? Is that a nice picture? From here to, what is this? Slightly after. So let's take the initial impulse. That's, yeah, that's 0.44%. So you see, how do I want to write this post? Treasury, US 10-year Treasury slips. Okay. I'm just looking through the list of what caused the price increases. Prices rose for shelter, airfares, used cars and trucks, new vehicles, medical care, and motor vehicle insurance. Okay. So the gain from 2.7% to 2.9% was primarily energy, right? Accounting for over 40% of the monthly increase, all items increase. Gasoline as well jumped 4.4% on the month. Headline inflation. % year. Wow. Or so this drop to 3.2% was the first drop since July. Oh, interesting. So let's recap. What do we have so far? We have a stronger than expected job report from last week and a softer CPI. Oh, that's very interesting. But still, will the Fed cut rates? Like, it's hard to see with the job market this strong. Like, I'm not sure if, well, that's really up to the FOMC, but you need to see more. Like, it's a good reading today, right? What we got from CPI, we have core easing off, and then CPI, general CPI coming out. Headline CPI coming out as expected, with the main culprits being energy. It's still good news, right? And that shows that it's easing off, but with a strong economy and a strong labor market, like, if you start cutting now, it might just whip up, right? So yeah, rate pause is still on the table at this moment. Okay, so I'm just gonna write my 2 cents on X. Bear with me. And let's produce. It's produced in Y. Go get that picture. So we're currently looking to reclaim that 59.40. So wow, it's more than a 1% move. And posts. All right, cool. All right, that's all done. I will probably get to my trading station a little bit later. But yeah, if you enjoy the little updates on whether you're watching us on X or on YouTube, be sure to hit that like and subscribe, follow, whatever it's called. And yeah, if you want to trade alongside other independent traders, do claim your free Safehouse access pass in the link in the description below. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, do feel free to drop it in the chat. Or on X. I don't know how it works on X. Is it a comment? Is it a reply? I don't understand. Okay, let's flick on over to Euro. So that's what do you call it? Retrace quite a fair bit. That's a very nice 9 EMA bounce. Although I very much prefer 21 EMA bounces, but yeah, that would have been a very nice place to long actually. Anyway, let's go have a look here. That's just wow. This is a beautiful. I mean, the dollar yen follows the DXY, right? So yeah, that was a very nice 9 EMA bounce as well. Let's go look for some opportunities, eh? I should really be doing this in the member zone. Oh crap! I haven't updated the members macro analysis yet. Okay, so yeah, dollar yen 9 EMA bounce to the downside, euro 9 EMA bounce looking for the upside, gold whipped as usual. Oh, that came really close to the. Let me delete this. Came really close to CPI low from December. It'll be really nice to see re-entry here though. But yeah, see, here's the thing about gold, right? Like it's been rallying so hard. You know, it's time for a correction. So this one, this push from CPI, yeah, that took out a lot of shorts. But naturally, there's quite a fair bit of sell pressure here. So I don't want to jump in yet. Let the markets resolve themselves for a bit. What are we now? 40 minutes? 40 minutes from New York Open. Okay, let me go mark. Let me go mark my levels. Oh no, I don't like this kind of stalling action above level. Check out these. And so this is key pivot. What's the date today? 15/1 CPI low. This is 15/1 CPI high. Nice. So on the 15 minutes, if we see a failure to cross 59.40, then I'm looking to take a short, all the way down to NFP high. But to be completely honest, I want to see the bulls hold 59.40 and then go for the psychological level at 6,000. We'll see. You know, it's not explosions and fireworks every day. Bond yields are falling after CPI. Short call coming in below expectations before year-on-year and for both year-on-year, month-on-month, right? Equity futures jumping up on a weakening dollar. US 10-year Treasury yields declined by 8 basis points to 4.71. That's generally what usually happens, right? When US 10-year Treasury yields come down, then equities generally look more attractive. Of course, 8 basis points thing is immaterial. But then, well, I wouldn't say it's completely immaterial, but the idea is if yields start to taper off and move away from the, that uber high of 5%, then yeah, equities would start to look a lot more attractive. I've written a very quick TLDR guide on bond yields and impact on markets on X, so be sure to check that out. I think it's a thread. Quite enjoying reading threads or building threads lately. So okay, we'll let these people dance here for a second. Let's head on over to Bitcoin. What happened on Bitcoin? Bitcoin pushed up to 98,745. All right. See, I'm just going to be completely transparent here. Like, I have a bet with one of our traders, Jeff, because I'm Asian, so I want a very Asian buy-in number at 88888.8. And yeah, I just missed it. Dinged off CPI high. What a waste. Oh well. Take these out. 92,230 was also very decent support. Take out some of these over here, yeah. And of course, flipping that from resistance to support, and then a very nice hearty rally after that was quite nice. All right, I can take all of these out now. So let's see, X update is done, members update is done. Cool. I'm all good. Yep. So yeah, this is what we generally do on a daily basis. Monitor the markets, look for opportunities, and then share them with other traders, right? Because it's a much different experience when you're operating with other traders as a team. Personally, I don't join a lot of funky trading groups because a lot of them tend to be, I've heard at least, they tend to be very noisy. A lot of people making very wild calls. And I much prefer a more focused environment. So that's kind of why we started the Safehouse community. Just so that, everyone can trade in a little bit of peace. Because at the end of the day, we're here to make money, right? So I think one of the things I've enjoyed, but completely overlooked was, the whole operating as a team and locking in gains together, right? If the man next to me makes, if he makes money and I make money together we make money, like that's really the best feeling. The flip is the same, right? As a team, if we looked at the call, we both agreed, but it went the other way, then, we make sure that we cut our losses as minimal as possible. So yeah, if you're interested in operating as a team like that, come say hi. Grab your free trial. I mean, the full price is what, $8 a month. But But yeah, one of our members told us to you should totally give a free trial. We're like, it's only $8. If you can't afford $8, then shouldn't be in this business, right? But yeah, no. One of our members was pretty adamant that we should give a free trial. So here we are. So, okay, I'm gonna go make a coffee. Generally, see the, what do you call that? See the DXY continuing to trade downwards. As I was talking here, I have completely missed that 90 MA bounce. Where are my EMAs? Oh, was it here on the 2 minute? Yeah, there we are. So I completely missed this move. But that's fine. Plenty more to come. The night is still young. I mean, it's night for me here in Asia. Dollar yen, yep, that was the short of the 9 EMA. But hey, today is not over yet, right? So we'll see how this pans out. SPX is stalling at 59.40. I don't like that. What could potentially happen is a 21 whip and then go for a retest if the bulls really have a lot of energy. We'll see a New York Open, and that's in about 32 minutes. And yeah, so thanks for joining the stream. I'm gonna go make myself a coffee and then gear up for New York Open with the lads, with the other traders. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this very, I don't know, I generally consider it very chill stream. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the stream running on X, because I don't know how to interact with people there. But yeah, we do this stream every Wednesday unless I'm sick overseas or incapacitated. But generally, yeah, on Wednesdays I try to jump on and watch the market together with you guys. So anyway, I keep saying anyway, right? But yeah, I gotta go. Coffee time. Thanks for joining the stream, and I'll see you next week. If not, grab your free trial to the Safehouse Access Pass, and I'll see you in half an hour for New York Open. Ciao.